Not true, no true. Listen,
Floyd Mayweather just confronted Jake Paul in front of a sea of reporters, and not with fists, but with facts. No punches were thrown, but the message was loud and clear. Floyd wasn't triggered by trash talk. He was fed up with the circus. Jake's turned boxing into. And this all came right after Jake announced he's pulling out of the fight with Mike Tyson. Yep, the fight he hyped like it was going to change the sport. Now he's bailing, and the timing couldn't be more dramatic. Jake then popped up on some podcast practically in tears, crying about the pressure and fallout from his own antics. But let's be real. Those weren't revelations. They were rehearsals. We've seen enough of Jake to know when the crocodile tears are rolling. His so-called career is built more on spectacle than substance. Staged beefs, glitzy promo reels, and controversy on loop. Sure, he's got a talent for grabbing headlines, but not for fighting at the level he pretends to. And yet, love him or hate him, Jake has undeniably dragged boxing into the mainstream spotlight for a whole new audience, many of whom had never watched a bout until he stepped in. He's made boxing a pop culture conversation, but at what cost? For every fan he's brought in, he's alienated purists who see through the smoke and mirrors. Now let's talk about the legend, Mike Tyson. Unlike Jake's scripted drama, Tyson is the real deal, a force of nature. His return to the ring has fans fired up, not just because of nostalgia, but because he still brings that raw, ferocious energy that defined an era. Tyson isn't coming back for clout. He's coming back to remind the world what real greatness looks like. He's had highs, lows, and demons to face, but his legacy has only grown stronger through it all. And just when things couldn't get more intense, Tyson suffered a brutal ulcer flare-up during a flight, serious enough to rattle anyone. But instead of backing out, he did what warriors do: postponed, recovered, and dove right back into training. That's Iron Mike. No excuses, no gimmicks, just pure grit. So while Jake Paul scrambles to spin his latest drama, Tyson keeps showing us why he's a legend. One's making headlines, the other's making history.
different date, same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
This move shows Tyson's rock-solid commitment and toughness. After 38 years in the game, he's still pushing through pain like a true warrior. That kind of resilience is something only a legend possesses. Jake Paul may have a few accomplishments to his name, but when you stack them next to Tyson's epic career, they pale in comparison. Tyson has seen it all: the highs, the lows, and battles both inside and outside the ring. And yet, he's still standing tall. His decision to reschedule the fight rather than cancel it following a health scare speaks volumes about his professionalism and dedication. He's still training hard, staying focused, and reminding the world why he's one of the greatest to ever do it. In contrast, Jake Paul's track record tells a different story. His controversial fight cancellations and headline-chasing antics suggest a career still trying to find solid ground and earn real respect. While Jake has undeniably brought a fresh wave of attention to boxing, it's legends like Tyson who truly embody the spirit of the sport: resilience, dedication, and an unwavering drive for greatness. And yet, just days after Tyson rescheduled, Jake pulled the plug entirely. It felt like someone took a giant eraser to one of the most anticipated matches of the year. Tyson showed up, hurt but ready. Jake bowed out. That says everything.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy. I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy. And he says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you've said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world, and I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by, and the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
Fans were all in. Tickets had been bought, Netflix subscriptions activated. Everyone was gearing up for what was supposed to be a blockbuster showdown. The brash young YouTube star Jake Paul versus the legendary heavyweight icon Mike Tyson. But then, just like that, it all unraveled. On June 20th, 2024, the fight was abruptly canceled, leaving fans stunned and confused. At first, Jake Paul's camp pointed to health issues, claiming he'd been injured during training. But here's where it got suspicious. No real details about the injury were ever shared. Meanwhile, Jake was still active on social media, clowning around like nothing had happened. Naturally, fans started asking, was there even an injury at all? Tyson's camp told a very different story. According to them, Tyson was in top shape and ready to fight. On June 21st, Tyson even went live on Instagram to address his fans directly. He acknowledged the ulcer flare-up he'd experienced during a recent flight, but made it clear he had fully recovered and was crushed by the cancellation. His raw honesty and obvious frustration struck a chord with fans, many of whom were already skeptical of Jake's excuse. Then the whispers began. Jake's own training partners started hinting at deeper problems. On June 23rd, boxing coach BJ Flores spoke with ESPN's Mark Kriegel, suggesting there were internal issues with team chemistry and commitment. Just a day later, on June 24th, The Athletic's Mike Coppinger reported that Jake's focus might have been derailed by other ventures, including a brand new reality TV show. As more details leaked, the situation got even messier. On June 25th, TMZ Sports dropped a bombshell. Anonymous sources from both camps revealed that Jake's injury might have been a smokescreen. One insider from Jake's side hinted at bigger problems with fight promotion, while someone close to Tyson suggested it was a strategic move to avoid a likely defeat. Then things really exploded. Enter Floyd Mayweather, always the showman Floyd, stirred the pot during a press conference on June 26th, dropping cryptic hints that something big was brewing behind the scenes. But no one expected what came next. On June 28th, Mayweather called a full-blown press conference at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. What he revealed rocked the boxing world. Jake Paul, allegedly caught in a drug scandal, complete with footage. What was meant to be one of the most electrifying events in recent boxing history devolved into chaos, controversy, and scandal. The hype may have fizzled, but the drama, that still burned.
Getting nicked out here, Mike.
Oh, could I bum a cigarette?
Editor, every time I go like this for the whole weekend, put nice son.
Floyd Mayweather didn't just start his press conference, he set the room on fire. Right out of the gate, he dropped the bomb. Someone from Jake Paul's own inner circle, fed up with the chaos, handed him damning footage. And this wasn't some grainy, low-res clip either. It was crystal clear HD video, secretly recorded on May 15, 2024, during a private flight from LA to Miami. The video showed Jake Paul unmistakably snorting lines of what appeared to be cocaine. As it played, gasps echoed through the room. There he was, Jake, all smiles and laughter, snorting from a tray held by one of his buddies. Right beside him, his longtime training partner Jalayon Love and social media manager Armani, Adi, cheering him on. Floyd, clearly relishing the moment, narrated the footage live. He tore into Jake's hypocrisy and painted a brutal picture of his reckless behavior. According to Floyd, the anonymous whistleblower had been collecting dirt on Jake for weeks, disgusted by his antics. And this video? It was chosen for one reason: undeniable clarity. Jake, fully exposed. The next day, June 29, 2024, Jake scrambled to respond. He hastily called a press conference, denying everything. He claimed the video was doctored, a deep fake. His legal team vowed to sue Mayweather and the whistleblower for defamation. But it was too late. The damage was done. Sponsors began to distance themselves, partnerships dissolved, and Jake's already fragile reputation took a major hit. Then it got even messier. The flight in question was operated by a private charter company known for strict confidentiality agreements, making the leak all the more shocking. Insiders revealed that the crew knew drugs were on board, but were too afraid to speak out, fearing retaliation from Jake's powerful inner circle. But Floyd wasn't done. Not even close. He revealed that, following the cancellation of the Tyson fight on June 20th, he launched his own private investigation, and what he uncovered turned the narrative on its head. According to Floyd, Jake Paul didn't just cancel the fight because of an injury. He was terrified, not just of losing, but of being humiliated on a global stage by a boxing legend. Insiders said Jake had been panicking for weeks, rattled by Tyson's viral training clips showing the 58-year-old still possessed terrifying speed and power. One close associate, speaking anonymously, revealed that Jake confided in private on May 18, 2024, admitting he feared Tyson could destroy him, not just physically, but publicly. And as that fear grew, Jake began quietly setting up an escape plan. Floyd revealed that on June 22nd, he uncovered proof Jake had already been in talks with UFC fighter Mike Perry, conversations that started as early as May 25th. Jake was lining up a backup fight just in case things with Tyson went south. What started as a sudden cancellation quickly spiraled into scandal, betrayal, and fear, revealing that behind Jake Paul's bravado was a storm of insecurity, chaos, and a crumbling image he could no longer control. Tools.
Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida, July 20th.
These negotiations were kept ultra hush-hush. While Jake Paul's team publicly acted like everything was smooth sailing with the Tyson fight, behind closed doors, they were quietly plotting a pivot. Enter Mike Perry, a fierce, unpredictable fighter known for his no-holds-barred style and transition from MMA to boxing. Tough? Absolutely. But compared to Tyson, Perry was the safer play. Jake knew it too. Perry's aggressive, brawler approach made him dangerous but beatable. And that's exactly what Jake wanted. By June 24, 2024, when Jake officially announced he'd be fighting Perry, the boxing world collectively raised an eyebrow. Jake tried to spin it as a bold new challenge, but behind the scenes, it was all about self-preservation and image control. The boxing community wasn't fooled. Legendary analyst Teddy Atlas broke it down during a June 26th interview on ESPN, calling the Perry move a calculated risk. He made it clear, Perry might be a scrapper, but he didn't have Tyson's pedigree, and Jake knew that. Then came the money trail. On June 28th, Sports Illustrated reported that Jake's team had offered Perry a fat payday to accept the fight and keep the deal under wraps until the Tyson bout was officially scrapped. Leaked emails and statements from Perry's management painted a clear picture. Jake was ready to shell out serious cash to avoid Tyson while still cashing in on a marketable fight. Despite mounting criticism, Jake stood his ground at a press conference on June 29th, but the optics were damning. A last-minute opponent swap, a secretive negotiation, and now swirling rumors of under-the-table deals. Some boxing insiders even joked that bribing a ref for this one would be way easier than trying to fix a fight with Tyson, which was never going to happen. So, what do you think about Jake's latest moves? Was Floyd Mayweather right to blow the lid off everything and expose Jake's game plan? Is this all smoke and mirrors from a crumbling brand, or just smart business from a fighter who knows how to play the system? Let us know your thoughts, because the drama in this fight saga is far from over.